Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, traders from across the globe. Thank you so much for tuning into my 2,224th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Traders, we know there's risk involved, right? This is a very risky game, so before we cover the topics on the board for trading on February 9th, 2021, please know this is a very risky game. Put your stops in first. Never trade without them. You can end up losing more money than you have in your trading accounts. If you're short naked options, if you don't know what you're doing in futures, put your stops in first. And then you get to do something, or at least I tell my Omniacs to say something to themselves once the stop is in, over and over again, because it helps keep them in check when the market's whipping around, especially when it's going against them. And you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Now, traders, say that to yourselves. I promise, 39 years in the business, it'll help. So, now that you know about risk, let's get moving. On the board, I've got several topics. These topics, I think, are really, really top day. So let's see what's going on. Indices like OMNI, S&P, Nasdaq, Russell looking nice and strong once again for trading Monday night through Tuesday. The dollar, bingo bango, the dollar runs into a brick wall called the OMNI average and dumps, rendering gold bullish again. And we noticed this, believe it or not, on Sunday during Sunday's analysis. As bearish as OMNI was last week in gold, and we did really well in gold last week, thank you, OMNI, it flipped to bullish on Sunday for Sunday night through Monday and gave the Omniacs a buy for today on Monday, and the market exploded. So the Omni was right about the direction, but this morning we didn't get a fill, sorry to say. So it exploded without us. We were this close to, but it didn't fill our order, and it just took off. But the Omni knew. The Omni was like, no, go chase gold back up. So thank you, Omni, for that, for not letting us get smashed. And then crude oil, well, hold on. Bitcoin. Bitcoin might literally hit our 60,000 target early. Now, our target was 35,000 for the end of this year. It got there so quickly. We were so right about it. We have increased that target to 60,000 before the year ends, 2021. Elon Musk is pushing us towards 60 a lot sooner than that. Jesus, I thought it would take all year long. But hey, thank you, Elon. I'm full of Bitcoin. I'll take that. Keep tweeting, buddy. Keep tweeting. And then there is this. Crude oil traders, a warning to you. This is a train wreck in the making. You have to understand what's going on here. Crude approaching $60. We're okay at 60. You start getting through the 60s, and I am telling you that this is a precursor to an economic train wreck. The industries that have done really well since COVID began are industries that need to make deliveries, right? Everybody orders stuff now. So you got all the Amazons in the world online, everybody buying and stuff. It's got to be delivered. Then the other side of it are fast food restaurants, food chains. They deliver like crazy. They have taken so much of the world's money in this last year, I guess you call it now, during COVID. So if companies that have to deliver products are going to get whacked, I'm telling you right now, if you hurt that industry, you're hurting the market. It takes gas or diesel to move those products to market. First, you got to put gas, diesel, or whatever you need to get the raw materials to a place where then the products get made, then they get shipped to a warehouse, then they got to get shipped to the consumer or to a storefront. All of this requires petrol. Gas in some way, right? Gas, gasoline, or natural gas, or diesel fuel, or electricity, but it requires a lot of it. So the consumer is basically going to get punched in the face because us, the consumer, has to go pick these products up if we're not getting them delivered. Either of the two ways require a lot of gasoline to be used, right? Now, every aspect of society, in my opinion, will feel the pinch of expensive energy. And here's why. All this crazy talk, and you've got all these EVs, right? All these electric vehicles all over the world being sold, and Elon Musk, and it sounds so great. Do you know what that amounts to? 4.2% of the world's vehicles are EV. That leaves 95.8% of us getting punched in the face while crude goes up. Now, obviously, our administration doesn't seem to have a problem with that. This isn't political, but because this administration wants the price of crude to go higher, we need to know what the hell to do about it to not get slammed. So we've got a buy recommendation from the OMNI in crude. It's been bullish for days now, but it wants to actually get in and start playing the upside more. But I am warning you, traders. I told you about this in 2006-07 when it started to happen, into 2008. I was warning everybody, if the crude continues, we are going to break this country. And the crude continued, and we broke the back of our country. Now, there was also a matter of not having enough dollars in the system. We don't need to get back into 2008-09, but crude was a major factor of breaking the country. With crude taking off, heed my warning. If it breaks into the 60s, moves through the 60s, towards the 70s, we've got an economic train wreck coming our way. So be careful in crude. Now, please subscribe to these videos, subscribe to my channel, come to livewithoscar.com and meet me in my free live trading room. No credit cards, no nonsense. Just come meet me and hang out with me, and we'll get through these rough and tumble markets together. With no further ado, let's go look at some charts. All right, traders, you're looking at all the Super Bowl rings that Tom Brady has now. We've lost count. He's up here somewhere in the top spectrum. Just kidding. Let's get moving. That was great, though, wasn't it? Watching him get the 7th. Go, Tom Brady. Russell 2000 daily bar. Looking good. Look at this channel. It's forming. It's breaking out. It broke out of what was a channel going this way. Got tested for a while, back in the channel. Now above that channel, I'm talking about the one that would be here. Right? We erased it after a while because it got above it. But looking great to me. I don't see why you would want to buy dips in the Russell for Tuesday. Even the S&P, look at that. It's above the channel. I'm going to give it a round of applause. That's great to see. I love it. We're going to continue to buy the dips there if we can get filled. Nasdaq, once again, another good-looking market. I don't see anything wrong with this. It's some kind of a weird F-flag building. Let it go. Maybe it'll get over the top of the channel like the E-mini S&P did. Then you've got the dollar. The dollar has run into a brick wall. Boom! I got excited for the dollar for a day or two because it got above this trend line. But runs into my OMNI average and access denied. Dollar back down into this channel makes gold bullish. And there it is. Gold had its bear flag. You remember we had a bear flag here and the death cross. Gold took a nice spill out of the bear flag, but being that the dollar broke, it's making gold more buoyant. And I think you can buy the dips. Don't get crazy and hold on too long. But I think you can buy the dips in gold on Tuesday. We'll certainly try if we can find a good spot to be filled. And then you've got Bitcoin, baby. How right have I been on this one? Come on now. You know why? Because this was only born a few years ago, and I've been a fantastic analyst for so many years. This was born like right in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? They gave me a market, so yes, I'm good at calling it. And I put my money where my mouth is, and we're doing really well in Bitcoin so far. Nice explosion out of this little consolidation period here. Now you are above all-time highs. There's no reason why this is not a buy of pullbacks. And then you've got this. Not only is it inflationary, but this is a train wreck or a crash. This is a warning. Not that the market is going to crash. This is a warning that we're going to have a train wreck with the high price of energy and our economy if we continue. Now, if you look, I mean, it's really starting to go. And if you think about something, and look at that wonderful bull flag it jumped out of. If you think about it, the last few years, the economy's been booming, but the price of crude was so low, it was negative 40 at some point, right? We've had cheap crude for the last 3-4 years. The economy has boomed. That's the opposite of cheap crude. The economy will feel it. Please be careful there, kids. That is what I wanted to show you. Please join me at livewithoscar.com. I'll see you in my free trading room.